want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861. Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861.
Bold reports and stories that everyone will like talking about. And today, these are the major headlines. President Bola Tinubu announces Nigeria's readiness to deliver cleaner, affordable and inclusive energy in Taraba State. The Roadhouse in Taraba State commissioned event centers, police outposts in Lasandi community as a social corporate responsibility. And the Kaduna State Governor announces Ahmadu Bello Stadium upgrades to FIFA standards. On the international news, Somaliland will sign a trade deal with Israel and United States Gulf Coast refiners. Says with struggles as a surge in Venezuelan crude, while the United Kingdom investigates Elon Musk's ex-artificial intelligence chatbot over data risk. In the business news, reports said that the Central Bank of Nigeria's high interest rate have slowed lending growth, and Stanbic IBTC Holdings PLC posted a 69% profit rise to 380 billion naira, supported by higher interest income and a stronger balance sheet. And on the entertainment space, the United States gospel icon Ron Kenoly has died at 81, leaving a global legacy through his album, live worships, recordings, and ministry leaderships. And on the sport news, the Moroccan plans to appeal Federation of African Football the fines on the African Cup of the Nation 2025 finals. And the Nigerian Air Force inaugurated new housings and sport complex at the 055 Nigerian Air Force camp in Lagos. I am Habad Naftali Bandawa, and now with the news info. President Bola Tinubu has announced Nigerians' readiness to collaborate with African nations, global partners, and private sectors to deliver cleaner, affordable, and inclusive energy. Speaking at the 9th Nigerian International Energy Summit in Abuja, he emphasized the roles of energy in stabilizing economies, promoting peace, and supporting social development. Tinubu highlighted reforms in the oil and gas sector, growth in gas productions, and increased local ownership, urging stakeholders to invest in and partners in building a sustainable energy future in Nigeria as well as Africa. And now to Taraba State, the Roadhouse Event Center in Jalingo commissioned a newly constructed police outpost in Lasandi community. The ceremony, attended by government officials, security agencies, religious leaders, and community members, mark a significant step towards improving local security and promoting community development. The initiative reinforces the importance of collaborations between residents and law enforcement to foster a safety environment in the state and beyond. Additionally, the Taraba State Internal Revenue Service, in partnership with the I4Cors Nigeria Limited, flag off and enumerations of informal sector operators across the state. During a one-day sensitization workshop in Jalingo, the officials stressed that mapping the informal sector is critical to improving tax compliance, enhancing revenue mobilizations, and supporting statewide economic planning. The program aims to empower operators while strengthening state fiscal capacity. Furthermore,
the exercise aimed to strengthen data-driven governance and revenue administration, with Taraba Inland Revenue Service Chairman Brigadier General Jeremiah Aliyu Faransa describing the informal sector as vital to the economy and noting that enumeration will improve planning, ensure fair taxation, promote transparency, and support revenue growth through reform and automated payment system.
Taraba State Tool creation 34 years ago was here. Tara revenue ya kai miliyan 700 ba kowane wata. Ba wai ba revenue bane. But ana tara revenue din baya tafiya account da gwamnati. Yana tafiya aljihun wasu mutane. Da ikon Allah mun yi kokari mun toshe irin waɗannan abubuwan. Sannan yanzu Taraba tana generating not less than 2 billion in a month as revenue.
Also speaking, the Managing Director of I4Cors Nigeria Limited, Ms. Joy Abama, reaffirmed her company's commitment to providing technical support to guarantee a smooth and credible enumeration process, adding that the data collected will support evidence-based policymaking. The enumeration exercise is expected to improve service delivery, promote accountability, and strengthen support to informal sector operators across Taraba State. From Jalingo, this is Iranian Daniel reporting for Som TV.
Furthermore, Governor Agu Kefas approved the procurement and distribution of anti-snake venom across Taraba's hospitals to protect residents, particularly in rural communities such as Karim Lamido, historically prone to snake bites. The proactive measures demonstrate the government's commitment to emergency preparedness and public safety. Health Authority emphasized early intervention and preventive measures aimed at building public trust and minimizing risk in the lives of people. Still from Taraba State, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIC, in collaboration with the Taraba State Ministry of Women Affairs and Child Development, successfully reunite 10 trafficked children with their families in Jalingo. The children were rescued at Kurmi Motor Park and underwent counseling. Officials urged parents to remain vigilant against traffickers while committing to prosecuting offenders, while ensuring child protections and reinforcing community-based vigilance. Moving to Kaduna State Governor Senator Ubasani announced plans to upgrade Ahmadu Bello Stadium to FIFA standard specifications, expanding the capacity to 32,000 seats. The announcement coincided with a visit from the National Institute for Sport Director General, Comrade Philip Shuaibu, who highlighted efforts to develop sport manpower and establish zonal offices nationwide. This upgrade positioned Kaduna as a potential host for international competitions, while enhancing the state sports infrastructure and athletes development programs. Meanwhile, in Ekiti State, Governor Biodun Oyebanje distributed 35 million to victims of recent fire incidents in Ado-Ekiti. Represented by Deputy Governor Christiana Afuye, he highlighted that about 100 million had been spent on disaster reliefs over the past year. The officials emphasized the importance of responsible use of funds, while citizens were encouraged to adopt proactive measures to prevent future disasters. The initiative reflects the government commitment to humanitarian support and emergency management. At the national level, the federal government launched the Safe Nigeria initiatives to empower 11,000 youths and address insecurity. Coordinated by the National Counterterrorism Center, the program provided skills trainings, livelihood support, sociological guidance, and civic awareness. The officials stressed that prevention, inclusion, and opportunity are essential for sustainable security. The initiative aligned with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, aiming to foster social cohesion, economic empowerment, and resilience among vulnerable youths nationwide. Turning to Plateau State, Governor Caleb Mutfwang urged residents, both home and abroad, to rise above tribal and regional divisions, emphasizing unity as the foundation for peace and sustainable development. Speaking at the Plateau State Association USA in Washington, D.C., he praised diaspora's contributions. The delegation recommended policy consistency, stronger investor support, and the creation of a Plateau State Diaspora Commission to institutionalize engagement, emphasize collaborations, and expand development partnership with citizens abroad. In a related development, U.S. House Representatives Rely Moore reaffirmed his commitment to working with Nigerian government to address insecurity and protect Christians, especially in the Middle Belt. Following his meeting with Governor Mutfwang, Moore highlighted the importance of direct dialogues and bilateral cooperations to strengthen diplomatic, security, and economic ties. He praised effort in safeguarding children as well as citizens and emphasized the U.S.-Nigeria joint working groups as a platform to protect and promote religious freedom and community protection. Additionally, the former media aide to ex-President Buhari, Bashir Ahmad, clarified that there is no targeted persecution of Christians in Nigeria. He noted that insecurity affects both Christians and Muslims alike. Ahmad's remarks followed Congressman Moore's engagement with Plateau State authorities, stressing joint efforts to protect vulnerable populations and address broader security and economic challenges. Shifting to Benue State, the government officially declared a Lassa fever outbreak after 56 suspected cases were reported, including 8 confirmed infections and 3 deaths. The Commissioner of Health, Dr. Paul Oguche, stated that 4 health workers were affected. Emergency measures were activated across all 23 local government areas. Residents were urged to maintain hygiene, avoid rodent exposures, and seek immediate medical attention when symptomatic and report suspected cases through the state hotlines to prevent further spread. Meanwhile, in Kano State, the government approved automatic employment for qualified indigenous doctors working in neighboring states. It's aimed to strengthen healthcare delivery in secondary facilities in the state. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf confirmed the returning doctors will retain previous grade levels under the consolidated medical salary structure, with access to residency training and medical residency training funds. Eligible doctors were instructed to report to Kano State Hospital Management Boards for documentation and formal absorption into the health system. In Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde named new PDP State Secretariat in Ibadan after former chairman Alhaji Omokumi Mustafa. Speaking at the unveiling, he highlighted the party's efforts to overcome internal disruption, expelling influential vagabonds. Makinde instructed that Mustafa's names be permanently inscribed and the property handed over to PDP Board of Trustees, reinforcing unity and operational readiness for effective political engagement in the state. Moving to the FCT, the Minister Nyesom Wike expressed satisfaction with ongoing road and infrastructure project following inspection of Gishiri Village, the Outer Southern Expressway, and Akpo-Wasa axis. He praised contractors, including Chinese Geoengineering Constructions, for quality work. Wike confirmed that all projects align with the Abuja Master Plan. Despite industrial actions, progress continues, marking the FCT's 50th anniversary while improving connectivity with urban renewal and industrial growth. And ahead of the FCT Area Council elections, INEC announced that 1.7 million voters are registered to vote on February 21, 2026. The Commission decongested registration centers, activated BVAS devices, and distributed non-sensitive materials, as well conducted mock accreditation exercises. The officials urged media supports for voters' education to ensure transparent, credible, and peaceful elections. In Abia State, the Environmental Protection Agency, ASEPA, urged that Omoahia and Aba remains clean after Governor Alex Otti imagines environmental actions. It clears heaps of waste. The Deputy General Manager, Katkis Ambrose Jonah, emphasized public operations to sustain pollution-free air. Additionally, Sony Ikia donated 6 waste bins to support ongoing sanitation efforts, while reinforcing the government's commitment to effective waste management and healthy urban living. Turning to Sokoto, the Judicial Commissions of Inquiry submitted a report alleging that over 117 billion was misappropriated during former Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal administrations. Governor Ahmad Aliyu received the report, which highlighted financial irregularities, breaches of law, and abuse of office. The committee has been tasked to analyze the findings and produce a white paper to guide corrective actions, strengthen accountability, and ensure transparency in governance. Meanwhile, in Edo State, Governor Monday Okpebholo emphasized the public office as for service, not personal gains. During a 3-day orientations and leadership retreat, he stressed discipline, teamwork, and performance, as well accountability, while highlighting policies and expenditures. He says it must produce measurable results. The retreat aims to strengthen collaboration across ministries, departments, and agencies, while enhancing governance, as well understanding with promoting effective public service delivery in the state. In Lagos State, the House of Assembly ordered the immediate halt to all demolition activities at Makoko and Akpo-Agbo and Shogunro Waterfall. Honorable Nohim Adams explained that the decisions followed stakeholders' consultations and protests of residents. The Assembly demanded transparency from the coordinating task force and assured compensation for affected properties. Governor Lagos State government reaffirms responsible development, allocating $12 million for the project while prioritizing residents' interest during urban renewals. Moving to the Southeast and Southeast Development Commissions, it unveils the Vision 2050 regional plans to guide economies and infrastructural transformations. Launched at the Southwest Vision 2050 Stakeholders Forums in Enugu, the initiative invited input from over 250 federal agencies, legislative bodies, and media representatives. The CEO, Honorable Mark Okoye, emphasized gender inclusion, ecological rehabilitations, and road constructions to ensure sustainable growth and regional development. Finally, in Ogun State, Governor Dapo Abiodun led 50th anniversary celebrations, including an interfaith Thanksgiving attended by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, the ex-governor Olusegun Osoba, and past military administrators, as well as citizens. Abiodun highlighted achievements in education, healthcare, housing, agriculture, infrastructure, and noting an estimated over 17 trillion economy. To allow residents to participate in February 3, 2026, was declared a public holiday, emphasizing unity, reflection of hope for the states and as well its prosperous future. And now let's take a quick short break from our sponsors. Stay tuned for we have a lot of captivating stories coming to you ahead.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy and convenient. Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Welcome back. Now the news continues. On the international news, the Somaliland is expected to sign a trade agreement with Israel, its first country of recognitions, offering access to minerals, oils and gas, marine productions, agriculture and energy resources. Somaliland President Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdullahi said. He added that Israel's investment and trade could begin soon, with Somaliland seeking Israeli technology in return. The country's lithium reserves are highlighted for batteries and electronic vehicles. Future recognitions by other nations include the United Arab Emirates, United States, and Saudi Arabia. It was anticipated that anytime soon it will continue. In a related report, U.S. Gulf Coast refiners struggle to absorb a surge in Venezuelan crude oil, $2 billion supply between Caracas and Washington. Exports jumped to nearly 800,000 barrels per day in January, pressuring prices and leaving some cargoes unsold. The high cost and heavy crude grades limited demands. Trading houses Vitals and Trafigura, alongside Chevron, face delays as well as storage issues, while India emerged as the potential buyers of excess Venezuelan oil. The Britain's privacy watchdog launched a formal investigation into Elon Musk's ex-AI chatbot Grok over personal data processing and its potentials to produce harmful sexualized images and videos. The probe targeted XAI and X Internet Unlimited. The EU data controller reports indicated Grok generated non-consensual sexual content, including involving minors. The Information Commissioner's Office cited UK's serious data protection concern. Separately, the Ofcom continued its own investigation into X amid global regulatory scrutiny of sexually explicit AI content. On the business news, report says that high interest rate implemented by the Central Bank of Nigeria slowed lending growth to the private sector for a 5-year low. Low data shows deposit money banks' credit growth fell sharply to 0.9% in 2025, down from 44.3% in 2024 and 34.0% in 2023. This marks weakest pace since 2020. The slowdown reflected the impact of monetary tightening aims at curbing inflation, affecting banks' willingness and capacity to lend to businesses. A report says that Stanbic IBTC Holdings PLC posted a 69% rise in profit after tax of 380.8 billion in 2025 and up to 225.3 billion in 2024, driven by higher interest income, resilient non-interest revenue, and a strengthened balance sheet. The net interest income rose to 42.5% to 585 billion, while non-interest income increased to 31% with 310.7 billion. The total asset grows to 24.7% to 8.62 trillion, and equity climbed to 68% to 1.12 trillion, boosting returns on equity to 42%. And an entertainment news report says that the U.S. gospel music icon Ron Kenoly died at the age of 81 on February 3, 2026. Celebrated globally for his live worship recordings and influence on contemporary praise music, Kenoly released over 20 albums, including Lift Him Up with Ron Kenoly, God is Able, and Sing Out with One Voice. He served as pastor and worship leader at Jubilee Christian Center, California, and inspired worship leaders worldwide. Tribute poured from fans across the world, including Nigerian gospel minister Nathaniel Bassey. And on sport news, Moroccan's Football Federation announced plans to appeal fines and disciplinary sanctions imposed by the Confederation of African Football, CAF, following the chaotic scenes at the AFCON 2025 finals against Senegal. The Royal Moroccan Football Federation has fined a total of $315,000 face bans on 2 players, as Morocco urged that the sanction was disproportionate to the incident, which included a dispute penalty, crowd disturbance, and players interfering with the VAR reviews. The Senegals also intends to appeal its $615,000 fines and the suspensions of 2 players and their coaches. As well, the Chief of the Air Force, the Air Marshal Sunday Aneke, inaugurated 2 accommodations blocks and a multipurpose sport complex at 055 NAF Camp Legiko Barracks, Lagos, to improve the welfare of Nigerian Air Force personnel. The facilities include 24 2-bedroom flats, 40 1-bedroom flats, and a sport complex. Aneke emphasized that adequate housing boosts morale, stability, and operational efficiency, urging personnel to maintain facilities responsibly, while acknowledging the support of the federal government as well as the past leadership. And that's where we draw curtain for today. I'm Herbert Naftali Bandawa. Good morning. Wishing you all the best of the day.
Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT.